Hi everybody, it's Miss Wilson, and today we're going to be learning about contractions. So contractions are when two words are put together to form a new word. The new word is a contraction. So here's an example. It says does plus not equals doesn't. So when we put those two words together, does and not, it makes the new word, which is doesn't, and that is our contraction. Okay, and the reason that we use contractions are because they are shorter, they're easier to write, and easier to say. An apostrophe is used to take the place of the missing letters in a contraction. So look at this example here. We have the word she plus the word is. So when we put she and is together, it makes the contraction she's. And what we had to do to make the contraction is actually take out the I. So you'll notice the I's not there anymore. And instead we put an apostrophe in the place where the I used to be. And then we squished the S up against the she, and now it is she's. Okay, it says now you try some. Read the two words and decide which contraction they make. Then click to see if you are correct. So the first one says have not. So you think in your head, if we squished have and not together, what contraction would they make? If you said haven't, you're correct. The next words are we are. So instead of saying we are going outside, you could say we're going outside. Shorter and quicker. The next example is it is. So the contraction that goes with it is it's. And the last one here is cannot. Like I cannot see the screen. And if you squish can and not together, you get can't. So the contraction has the exact same meaning as the two words. The meaning does not change at all. You're just squishing the words together to make something that's shorter and easier to say. All right, here's some more examples. So this one is, this is a tough one, will not. And that one's actually won't. There is, theirs, they are, there, could not, couldn't, where is, where's, is not, isn't. Oop, and it is not supposed to have two apostrophes, so pretend that one's not there. Okay, now when we're making contractions, when you are writing them, it can be tricky because you have to take out some letters and then you have to put the apostrophe in the right spot. So when you are making a contraction with the word am, okay, so the one we usually use is I am. Okay, when we're putting those two words together, the first word stays the same, and then you're going to take out the A in the word am. Usually when we take out a letter, it's going to be the first vowel. So the first vowel here is A. Okay, we squish them together, we take out the A, and you put the apostrophe here where the A used to be, and you have I'm. Okay, next, let's look at some contractions with the word are. Okay, and again, the first word for you and are, the first word stays the same. You do not take any letters out of the first word ever. Okay, and here's the first vowel in are is the A. That's the one you're going to take out. You put them together and you put the apostrophe where the A used to be, and you get your. This next one is we plus are, and you're going to get we're. Again, you take out that A, the first vowel, and put an apostrophe in its spot. You can also make contractions with the word is. So, for example, he plus is equals he's. You take out that first vowel, which is the I, and of course we never take anything out of the first word. We just leave it the same. Okay, and we put the apostrophe where the I used to be. Same for she is. Take out the I, put the apostrophe where the I used to be, and you can see the word she stays the same. The first word does not change. Now, contractions with have are a little bit of a rule breaker. So you still are not going to change the first word. You have I plus have, but notice you're going to have to take out the H with the A. So the A is the first vowel, but you're also going to have to take away the H. So take out the HA, put the apostrophe where the HA used to be, and you get I've. Next is you plus have equals you've. Same thing, take out the HA, put the apostrophe in its spot. We have is we've. They have becomes they've. And you just do the same thing for all four of those. Alright, now contractions with not. These can be tricky because we've got some rule breakers in here too. But the first one is have plus not, and that equals haven't. The letter you take out is this O, which is the first vowel. Okay, and you just put the apostrophe in its spot. Could not equals couldn't. Same thing, take out the O, put the apostrophe in its spot. And you can see that have did not change here. Could did not change here. It's the same in both. Okay, did not, same thing, take out the O, put an apostrophe in its spot. Now these last two are kind of the weird ones, the oddballs. So can not becomes can't, and you have to take out the N with the O because there's already an N right here on the end of can. So you just have to remember for cannot, when you write can't, don't put two N's in can't. Okay, and probably if you tried to write that, you would realize that it looks kind of funny and take out one of the N's. Okay, this one I put it in purple because it's really the weirdest one. Will plus not. Now in your brain you might think, oh, willn't, but we know that willn't is not a real word. So it's gonna be won't. So you just have to remember that one because when you squish them together, it's not gonna work. Okay, you have to take out the ILL, and you have to take out the O, and then you have to put another O right here. So that's one you just kind of have to memorize. Okay, now it's time to practice. I want you to pause the video and go get a scrap piece of paper so that you can do this with me. Alright, here we go. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a contraction and I want you to try to break it into two words. The first one we're going to do together. So we have you've. Okay, so what I like to do is try to think of an example of when would I say that word. So like, you've got to go do your laundry. Okay, so what two words could replace you've in that sentence? And I'm thinking you have. You have got to go do your laundry. So the two words we're going to put on the lines are you and have. Okay, so that's how we're doing it. The next contraction is your. I want you to pause and try to write down on your piece of paper the two words that are in the word your. And if you said you are correct. You're correct. All right, the next contraction is I'm. Figure out on your piece of paper, write down what two words are in the contraction I'm. The answer is I am. The next contraction is she's. So think about what are the two words in the contraction she's. Write it on your paper. And you should have she is. All right, one more. Here's our tricky one, won't. So try to think back to what I said. What are the two words that go with the contraction won't. Try to think about a sentence you could use it in and write it on your paper. Okay, you should have written will not. And if you forgot, I want you to go back and fix it on your paper just to get it in your brain. That won't is the same as will not. Okay, we're going to do one more type of practice. I'm calling it contraction math. So we're going to act like it's like a math problem, and we've got to figure out the two words that go in the contraction, and then there's a minus sign right here, and we're also going to put the letter that we had to take out to make it a contraction. So I'm going to show you the first one, and then I think you'll understand how to do it. So just like we were just doing, look at the contraction, couldn't, and think what two words make the contraction couldn't. And the answer to that is could not. Now, when we're making that contraction, what do we have to take out? What's that first vowel in not that we have to take away to make it be couldn't? And the answer is the O. We have to take out this O to make it into the contraction couldn't. Let's try another one. So the second one says I'm. So I want you to think, what are the two words that make the contraction I'm? Those two words are I am. And now I want you to think, what is the vowel that we have to take out of the word am to make the contraction I'm? And if you said A, you are correct. The next ones I'm going to let you do on your piece of paper, and then we'll check them as we go. So if you need to pause your video while you're doing this, that's fine. The next contraction is it's. Take a minute and you write it on your paper and figure it out, and I will check it. Okay, you should have it plus is minus that I. Next is we're. You pause and do it on your paper. The answer is we plus are minus a. Last one is we've. And the answer is we plus have minus HA. Remember, that's kind of a tricky one for have. You have to take off the HA. All right, we're all done learning about contractions for today. I'm sure you guys did a super job on your scrap paper. Thank you for listening and learning along with me.